Morning. Sunrise report. The sun has risen here in northeast central Florida, whatever you want to call the Daytona Beach area. It really could go either way. I think for media market purposes, it's more central Florida, meaning the Orlando channels come on rather than the Jacksonville channels, but we're really in the distance, equidistant from both places. But of course it takes a few minutes for the sun to go over the rising point of the horizon to where we can actually see it here. But it should come up if I talk long enough. And how about those Republican representatives of ours in D.C. doing a hell of a job, aren't they? They're really standing up for what we wanted back around Election Day. On that note, I've given you a link. It's called, very subtly, Republicans' Complete Surrender on Budget Has Democrats Feeling for Some Unexplained Reason that They Can Bully Republicans into Surrendering on All Other Agenda Items Too. And this is from Ace of Spades, one of those websites I mention occasionally enough that you should probably bookmark, even though what I say on here will seem even less original if you do that. Look, don't complain about Fox News and having to watch Shepard Smith. Put in a little more effort, read the stuff. You don't need to watch things except for me. But that's because I put a little asides here and I'm a little quirky with my sense of, well, whatever, we're not selling me. Let's get into the article. I'm going to read it pretty much verbatim, put a few lines of my own in there where I feel like it, and give you a few of the best of the comment section. We're settling into something of a routine with that here. Here's how it goes. Failure theater. It's what's for breakfast, 11sies, brunch, lunch, late lunch, early dinner, and late night coffee and pie. Stephen Hayward asks, who needs the resistance? That's with a hashtag. When you have Republicans writing the budget, here's what they quote from that source. The Democrats are so confident of their eternal whip hand in budget disputes that they openly threatened to shut the government down if their demands were not granted this time around, without bothering to conceal the threat at all. They know Republicans believe they will be held responsible for any such crisis. Of course, that's by the media. It doesn't matter how many red ink-stained Democrat fingers are on the shutdown. It wouldn't matter if Democrat senators and Republicans were caught on video running around Washington and pulling the plugs out of government computers. Terrified Republican leaders are convinced the media will never, ever frame the crisis as Democrats shut down federal government to protect illegal alien criminals. The GOP establishment just emerged from a presidential primary in which Donald Trump bulldozed a huge field of top-shelf Republican contenders, in no small part because the public was furious with Republican inability to make progress on a conservative agenda despite holding both House and Senate. They seem to have learned nothing from the experience. The GOP promised that if voters gave them the Senate in 2014, an outcome deemed extremely unlikely going into the election cycle, they would march over former Majority Leader Harry Reid's political grave and get things done at last. That didn't happen. We were told the power of President Obama's veto pen was unbeatable. But Obama didn't even have to use that pen because the revolutionary new GOP Congress immediately set about giving the Democrat minority near total control over the budget. The first item on the Republican leadership agenda in 2015 was sidelining every young Republican representative who took all that balanced budget, limited government stuff seriously. By the end of the year, the Democrats were crowing that House Speaker Paul Ryan and his allies gave away the store. It's funny how having a Republican president doesn't slow down Democrat budget priorities a bit, isn't it? In 2009, Republicans said they were helpless without congressional majorities. In 2010, they won the House, but said they were helpless without the Senate. Then, they took the Senate, but said they were helpless without the White House. Democrats today are basically where Republicans were in 2009, but they're not helpless at all. The Democrats are. They're still writing the... it said Democrats today are basically where Republicans were in 2009. But they're not helpless at all. They're still writing the budget and treating the GOP leadership like Harry Potter's house elves. Paul Ryan can only hope that one day Nancy Pelosi will mistakenly give him a sock and set him free. And now we go back to what Ace of Spades comments. Again, that's ace.mu.nu. mu.n as in Nancy U. Here's what that is. In 2009-2010, the Democrats demanded that their at-risk House members vote for the unpopular Obamacare, even if it meant most of them being wiped out in the midterms, which most of them were. Nevertheless, they dutifully walked the plank in service of commitments they made to their voters. And what do we get when we have the same situation? We have a budget giveaway to make sure Barbara Comstock doesn't lose her meaningless bluish district seat by having to vote on anything that could accept moderates. If I don't blog about actual politics much anymore, it's because I don't see any real politics to argue about. I see a lot of kabuki theater designed to keep Republican politicians safe while doing nothing to advance conservative agenda items. If Republican office holders are done with even pretending to care anything about their phony baloney jobs and paying off their friends in the lobbying and influence peddling industries, why should Republican voters continue pretending we care whether they keep their jobs or not? Now let's go to the best that I found from the comments section here at Ace of Spades. First, quotes The Who, won't get fooled again. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Oh, and by the way, there was a link there to Rush Limbaugh actually coming out there and slamming the Republicans on the budget yesterday. That link is up with the Ace of Spades article. More comments. The Democrats are unified in their agenda, getting the left-wing agenda passed and enshrined permanently. The Republicans are also unified in their agenda, letting the Democrats get what they want and not rocking the boat too much so they can get the table scraps and the good jobs afterward. Gotta get paid, right? Another comment. We have to do something to make this legislating a less desirable job. Yep. Nobody wants to lose, and it is a lot of work to run. But these guys act like finding another job will be just about impossible for them. It's nuts. Well, not if it's in lobbying or something, but they have to sort of keep the, stay on the boat, if that's the case. To me, it doesn't seem like such a great gig at all, but maybe there are blow monkeys we don't know about. Here's the thing. Another comment here. Here's the thing. Most Republicans are who have no principles, and they hire Democrat advisors. Some Republicans are just cowards and easily spooked by fake news, fake protesters, and fake polls. Another. So which is it today? That they could finally do what they promised? If only we voted in a 60-plus GOP majority, so keep sending dollars and wait until 2011, 2020, whatever, or hey, this is really the very best deal they could negotiate for us this time. Gosh darn it. Let me guess. Power of and. Mulvaney, another comment here. Mulvaney also said the Democrats are trying to claim victory on a bipartisan bill. There may be a reason for that. Odd how when the Dems are in power, they just bulldoze over any pretend Republican opposition and do whatever they want. Another comment. The Uniparty learned nothing from the trumpeting. The MFM, that's a parody of MSM, learned nothing from the trumpeting. It's the stick our fingers in our ears and say, la la la, I can't hear you strategy. Another. For my entire life, the GOP has lied about what they stand for. They fought Reagan tooth and nail to stop conservatism, and they are doing the same now. With very, very few exceptions, the GOP has never fulfilled any campaign promises to conservatives. Another, this is a response to Republicans or Democrats, and Democrats are colluding to ride out Trump's term and deny him funds to keep campaign promises, including the cornerstone of his agenda, build the dang wall. The response to that is, if Trump doesn't pull an Obama and fund what he wants, pulling money from other things as he pleases, such as EPA budget after we reduce his staff, then he will alienate his voters. At this point, I can't believe he'll take this budget rebuke and do nothing. He seems adept at punching back twice as hard. Please don't fail us now. A response to that Blow Monkey's comment. In real jobs, you have to accomplish things. What has your congressperson, senator accomplished? Can you name one thing? What do they do all day? They got meetings and look at paperwork. However, those meetings and paperwork are never tied to actual achievements. Once in a while, they'll go home and have town hall meetings that accomplish nothing. The average pay for this job that includes sweet, sweet benefits, $174,000. Seems nice to me. Go to meetings, read paperwork, and campaign every X amount of years. Another. I am so damn disgusted with the avoidance of using the possessive my with the Republican Party right now. Another. The GOPE, that means GOP establishment, rhinos act as if they have battered wives syndrome. If I do what they want, they won't hit us. They won't be mean to us in the media. But like battered wives, it doesn't work. Here's the script. 1. Republicans make promises to get elected. Repeal Obamacare. 2. We vote for them. 3. Republicans do the exact opposite. 4. Next election, lather, rinse, repeat until it's time to retire. Final comment here from Ace of Spades. It is interesting that rather than take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, the GOP has decided to raise a large middle finger and say, screw you. No budgets, no Obamacare repeal, no tax reform, no wall, nothing of substance, and a Congress and Senate largely run by Pelosi and Schumer. They will literally have nothing to run on. Incredible. Wait, I see some comments from Pat Carfagno. I will try to read them. Great morning. Good morning. I tweeted Mr. Trump. It seems Chalky Schmucky is the president of the U.S. I'm sure Trump will respond to your tweet any second now. And she also adds, I know we are screwed when Mark Meadows adopts the Rhino mantra. We promised the voters we'd lower premiums. Nuts. All right, is there a sunrise going on? Oh, very pretty. Let's get over to that. And right now, let's take a look. Eden Fresh Cafe backwards. Here it is. Let's get it right through the palm trees. What do you say? All right, thank you for watching.